Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Well, good morning and thanks for waking up with us today. I'm joined by Congressman Greg Gianforte. Thanks for getting up so early and joining us this morning.
Good morning, Justine. Good to be with you.
Good to have you here. And of course, you're in town for the Montana Association of Counties Conference today. So tell us some of the topics you're expecting to hear about while you're attending and what you hope to talk about.
Well, I love visiting with the county commissioners because I think government really happens at the local level. The topic is really the economy. I mean, people are excited that for the first time in decades, we have more jobs open in this country than we have people looking for work. Of course, funding for local government's always top of mind. Yeah. SRS and PILT, I'm sure those topics will come up. Yep. And the other thing that comes up is making our communities safer. You had a story earlier this morning on opioid use. I'm proud that the U.S. Congress has passed a number of bills to get these epidemics under control. So these are some of the things we'll be talking about.
And you kind of just touched on it, but I'd like to ask you about PILT funding. Congress has had some issues passing it, and it does impact a lot of counties, causing budgeting issues, in particular for River Valley and Mineral County. So what can you tell us about this and what you hope for the future?
Well, I've co-sponsored a number of bills to make sure we get funding for our local communities. Part of the solution is to get back and start managing our forests again, because one of the benefits of doing that, not only do we get healthier forests and more wildlife, and better access, but it also creates revenue that helps fund the local governments. That's the long-term solution, really be better stewards of our resources.
Exactly. And Congress also been debating the new farm bill. What is your take on that, and how will this affect Montana farmers and ranchers, you think?
Well, I made sure that the bill that came out of the House had Montana's fingerprints on it. I have an agricultural committee made up of producers all over the state. I got their input. We made sure it got in the bill. It's time to get it done. Montana ag producers need a safety net in place, particularly the crop insurance. It's passed out of the House. There's a separate bill passed out of the Senate. We're in conference. My input to the committee is let's just get it done.
And what's the status, rather, on your bills regarding timber cutting on national lands?
Well, we've had a number. We passed the Resilient Federal Forest Act out of the House last fall. Unfortunately, the Senate never acted on it. So what we've been doing is breaking it into little pieces. We had a couple of them pass in March. Cottonwood repeal, fire funding to fix fire borrowing, and now we have a bill attached to the Farm Bill which would actually allow salvage timber operations to allow us to start managing these forests again. This has been really good progress.
Now, how long are you in the area, and any other topics you want to touch on as far as things you're going to be doing, visiting with people?
Well, I've yet to spend a weekend in Washington, D.C. So I get back here every weekend. In the first 60 days, I traveled to every single county in the state. I'm here in Missoula, typically twice a month, meeting with different constituent groups. I'm continuing to do that. From here, I head up to Kalispell, and then Great Falls, and then Helena, and then I'm back in Billings over the weekend. So this is the job. The only way I know how to do it is to get out and visit with folks.
And of course, what time is that conference today?
We're going to be, I believe it's 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, all right.
They've been meeting for a couple of days here in Missoula.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us here
My
on
pleasure.
Montana This Morning.
Thank you, Justine.
All right.